Hey, what's up? My name is Initial. Welcome back to my channel. And today I just wanted to talk about Assassin's Creed, the unreleased one, not Shadows, not even played that. I didn't even know it was released until like 2 days ago. But specifically, I wanted to talk about how companies, big multi-billion dollar corporations just don't take risks anymore, in general. And this recent Assassin's Creed scandal really showed us how they're really just afraid of not meeting those sweet, sweet boardroom goals. If you somehow don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, there was a cancelled Assassin's Creed game that was basically centered around the American Civil War, black people, slavery, freeing slave, fighting the KKK. To me, that sounds cool. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not American, nor am I black. I know, obviously, right? But to me, that sounds pretty cool, you know? But I feel like Ubisoft should not be put in this kind of situation. I don't think they will do anything good with this idea. And why I think that is basically because they have been pussified over the years. Back in the day, they would do a lot of outlandish shit that would be considered outlandish today. We had slavery in Black Flag. Remember that. We had a lot of slavery in Black Flag. Assassin's Creed 3, that game is basically all about Native Americans being driven out of America, and you playing as said Native American, who, by the way, the spoilers, I guess, for Assassin's Creed 3, at the end of the game, instead of the British taking the Native American land, the Americans take the Native American land. Connor's people are forced to move away. It's actually not like a good ending, which I thought was the best part of that story, you know? Like, the story of Assassin's Creed was like, okay, in my opinion. It wasn't like super amazing or anything. But the best part about it was the ending, and how Connor got screwed over by the people he has been helping since the beginning of the game. I thought that was pretty brave, you know, pretty unique. Most companies wouldn't do that, not then and not now. So it really showed you how much Ubisoft, they had balls, bro. They had balls of fucking steel to literally just like call out and say, yeah, this happened. It was not a good ending for the Native Americans, straight up. Like, they were forced away from wherever they were living, right? Assassin's Creed Unity, they had, I believe, Paris overtaken by Nazi Germany. They had a level where you go back in time, or I guess fast forward in time, and you're supposed to like climb the Eiffel Tower, and there's all the bad German stuff, you know, scary stuff. That was cool. I mean, that was pretty cool. I will admit that. Like, again, they had balls. Unity released in what, like 2014, I think? Yeah, they obviously also had the Assassin's Creed Black Flag DLC, where you, again, literally play as a black guy freeing slaves. The reception is still, to this day, if I'm not mistaken, really positive about the DLC. I just listed through just a few examples. If you go on Steam, mostly positive. If you see IGN, they gave it a 7 out of 10, 71%. And most people are just talking about how it had unfulfilled potential. Most reviews I saw, unfulfilled potential, how they could have explored. It felt short, it felt brief and unexplored, how they could explore these dark and really serious and powerful themes about, you know, slavery, freedom, stuff like that. So you can already see that the general public don't mind this kind of imagery, this kind of storytelling, where they show you bad stuff happening from this from history. But I feel like that's also important, you know. We learn from history, either through books or video games. Hey, I learned a lot about history from video games, you know, when I was a kid playing Assassin's Creed. Who says that you can't teach people something important about slavery and the oppression of African Americans and Africans through video games, right? The biggest problem with this is that Ubisoft simply doesn't have balls anymore. They are afraid of everything that goes too far into the gritty reality of our world. such as slavery. If we go on this article, it says clearly Assassin's Creed sequel cancelled due to tense political climate in America, according to new report. Tense political climate? You might as well remove fat people then from all of your video games, because that's considered also tense political climate. I don't see a lot of people like arguing about slavery anymore, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, hey, I'm not American, but I don't see a lot of Americans out there saying, you know, hey, we should bring back slavery. Personally, I think that was a good idea from get-go. You know, you don't see that shit anymore. We all listen to Kendrick Lamar, okay? We all listen to Kendrick Lamar. Why? Because he's a great fucking guy, I'm sure, and he makes good music. What can I say? So let's just, like, you know, let's just bring balls back into the equation. You know what I mean? Like, let's just bring back creators taking risks just to make a beautiful story about something really serious that can be explored, that can touch people. And it really brings me back to this one interview I found from a Ubisoft dev. Okay, yeah, I found the clip. So it's this is narrative director who worked for Ubisoft on Far Cry 3. This is back in 2011, right? Jason Vanderberg. Here's what he had to say about something very interesting, right? So here, have a listen, have a listen.
Far Cry 2 and Far Cry 1 both. I think what Far Cry 2 did that I think was amazing was that from the moment you started playing that game, you knew it was important. You knew there was something amazing happening here. They were talking about a high-level sort of global conflict and economic policy and war, revolution and these. I mean, these very weighty topics. We want to have the same kind of effect, right? But we want to bring that down to a personal level. We want to introduce you to individual people who are crazy. If Far Cry 2 was about crazy politics, Far Cry 3 is about crazy people. Far Cry 2...
So yeah, that's what he said about Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 2. Mind you, if you wanna... To anyone who doesn't know, if you want to talk about tense political climates, it doesn't get more tense than Africa, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Africa is in like 17 different civil wars. Constantly, South Sudan is like a thing. I mean, just check out the Salmonella video he made on it. Great video, by the way. And that's like... the Africa is like a chaos storm right now. It's been a chaos storm for a while. It doesn't get more tense than that. But you see, but Far Cry 2 was about Africa. It had Ebola systems, it had warlords, it had politics about how it really is in Africa right now. So why were they so brave to do it about that? But now, since it's like American history, we should ignore it because it's too controversial, right? Should you be teaching the youth about this history anyways? Why would it be controversial to talk about slavery, to talk about really, really bad stuff like slavery and about the Civil War? Why would it be controversial? I just don't get it. I think this is a great idea. I think an Assassin's Creed game about the Civil War, about fighting ghosts, about fighting slave owners, whatever, like full-on fucking Django Unchained in this bitch. Like, that would be so fun, right? I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 had KKK members, ghosts. Am I the only one who had fun absolutely blasting them apart every chance I got? Like, when I am riding, on my horse and I see a burning cross, I don't care whatever else I was doing, let's make a U-turn, horsey, let's fucking wrap this shit up immediately. Ending slavery, ending racism one step at a time, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I did in Red Dead Redemption, that's what everyone did in Red Dead Redemption, right? Great idea, Ubisoft could just not pull it off. That's for you guys. Hey, leave a comment, maybe I'm wrong about that one. If you're American, or even better if you're black, leave a comment how you feel about the whole situation. I think it's a very interesting topic, but like I said, it's an interesting idea that I think could be really well explored. I just don't think Ubisoft can do it these days. It would be pretty bad. I just have this gut feeling that it would not be good. I also stream on Twitch. If you guys want to check me out, link in description. I stream games. I stream video games. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you boys around. Goodbye.